Hi, and welcome to Junkyard Wars, where our two teams of ingenious junketeers will be attempting to make mighty machines out of the trash that the rest of us throw away. At stake is a place in our semifinals. Our challengers must reach out and try and touch the other side.
To get there, they must build a machine that's both a bridge and a vehicle capable of carrying all four team members. They must complete a course over rough terrain and bridge the waters of our Junkyard swamp before racing to collect their team flag. Then they must cross the swamp for a second time. The team that manages to stay dry and cross the finish line first will be the winners. All the way from the Sunshine State are the mighty Miami Gearheads. They specialize in building lowrider cars.
I'm Milton. I'm the captain of the Miami Gearheads. My teammates are Frank and Anthony, and we have the best team there is.
Frank is the monster of the team. He can be welding 4 days, non-stop. No food, no water to do it.
My name is Frank. We're looking forward just to have playing fun. I mean, we're looking forward just to kid around as much as we can and just make it happen.
Anthony is a practical guy of the team.
Hi, my name is Anthony. I'm part of the Miami Gearheads. I'm from Venezuela. Frank is Cuban. Milton's from Puerto Rico. We got that Caribbean chemistry going on, and that's how we get along.
I have the best team, that's it. If we're going to the show, we're going to win.
We are the Miami Gearheads, and we're going back home with that trophy.
Yeah. We're taking everybody out.
Helping the Gearheads shift up is Bill Harris, an engineering egghead who advises the Pentagon on everything from electric vehicles to bridging machines.
Ready.
Ready.
Hit it. Let's do it.
Their opponents come from the opposite end of North America. The crafty Canadian junkies are three cool cats from Calgary.
I'm Gary Heald. I'm 34 years old.
I'm Kevin Meehan. This is my yard. Welcome to it.
I'm Mike Guerin. I'm 38 years old. I am a junkaholic.
These are ski bikes that we built one Saturday afternoon.
Snow here in Canada is phenomenal, but you got to watch out for the polar bears.
There isn't a challenge that we're not up to. Let's go grab some stuff, guys.
Riding in to help the junkies is battling bridger Richard Hunt. He specialises in emergency repairs to bridges damaged by earthquakes and floods.
Okay, junkies, let's get it on.
Hoorah! Canadian junkies, yeah! Miami Gearheads.
Yeah!
The challenge I set before you today is the ultimate leap of faith. I'm going to stretch you to your limits, and you'll have to carry yourselves over some troubled waters. Oh. Build me the ultimate mobile bridging machine.
Yeah! Yeah!
Okay, you know the rest of the rules. You'll have just 10 hours to build your machines, starting from when the Junkyard gonger gongs its gong. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Go!
In World War II, the Allied forces had to build temporary bridges to keep their tanks advancing fast. But by the time of the Vietnam War, mobile bridging machines made from converted tanks were carrying specially designed scissor-style bridges. Modern bridging machines launch their bridges horizontally, and of course, none of them are made out of junk.
Pivot from the vehicle.
Before our teams can build their machines, they must first devise a plan.
Whatever we find out there is going to really control how we build it.
What I propose is we build a lightweight trailer bridge. We'll take a lightweight vehicle, we'll have the trailer, we'll build the lightweight trailer.
The junkies' plan is to build a simple bridge and then mount it on 2 axles. They'll tow it to the gap, and then, using a jack mounted on the front of the vehicle, they'll crank down one end of the bridge, which will lever up the opposite end. The vehicle will then push the bridge into position, unhook, and drive across, before repeating the process to pull the bridge over on the other side.
Is this a race?
Oh, yes.
It's a race. Is there anything in here? Like water?
I hear there's water and sharks.
Bridge needs to deploy itself. You need to cross it. It needs to pick itself up. Okay? The way I want to start thinking about it is we want to have a bridge that hinges.
Bill's plan is to carry the Gearheads bridge on the back of the vehicle. It'll be hinged in the middle, and they'll use a system of winches to extend their scissor bridge over the gap. Once across, they'll winch the bridge back on board and carry on their merry way. It's a very ambitious and difficult plan.
Does it has to be a bridge that does this? I mean, if we don't find anything that does that, it can be a straight.
Right. If we put a bridge that we basically throw on top of a small car, we could actually throw it down and assemble it, and then we could drive the car on it.
Now, the question is, how do you pick it up?
Okay.
That's the critical part.
We need trailer, jacks, wheels. I think those would be key things. And can you think of anything, Richard?
Pipes. The vehicle.
Vehicle, eyes out for vehicle. Let's go get him, boys!
Good luck, good hunting.
Let's go, guys! The race is on to find the best materials. So our first Canadian-American challenge.
I know. Let's hope it doesn't get ugly.
It may.
But you're from Canada.
I'm not answering that question. Not at this time. It might incriminate me.
Beams, pipes, vehicles, everything is up for grabs.
So, will the teams be beaming over their discoveries, or will they just come up short? You'll have to stick around to find out.
Welcome back to Junkyard Wars, where the Canadian Junkies and the Miami Gearheads are locked in cross-border conflict in a battle to build a bridging machine.
The Gearheads have staked their first claim, a big, heavy van that runs. It's ideal because they plan to hang a large military-style scissor bridge off the back of it.
Let's roll it.
By contrast, the Canadian Junkies will be towing a lightweight trailer bridge that they'll lever over the gap. Keeping the weight down is crucial, and Kevin's trying to lighten the load even further.
Gearheads Captain Milton and expert Bill are waiting impatiently in their workshop. Out in the yard, Frank and Anthony are grabbing everything in sight.
Bill and me, we're doing nothing here. Just bring something, bring the back, and then, go back.
The Canadian guys are blocking us with their buggy.
Run them over.
Hey, or pull it or whatever.
Junkies Gary and Richard aren't convinced that this trailer will make the perfect bridge.
Oh, see, the tongue's no good.
Yeah, it's got some major damage. The whole thing's damaged.
You're so frisky in here, you don't waste a moment.
Oh, no.
Tell me about your plan.
Our plan is basically to make a trailered bridge.
The Junkies plan to mount their bridge on wheels and tow it to the gap. They'll then turn the car round, and with the jack mounted on the heavy end of the car, they'll crank down to lever the far end of the bridge up. The bridge will then be pushed into position and drop down across the gap. Then they'll unhook, race across, and repeat the procedure on the other side. Why have you gone for this particular option? Why is this going to make you win? I presume you're intent on winning.
Oh, yes, totally. Because our expert, Richard, we have 100% confidence in him. And
really? So have you built something like this before?
Never.
Good. There's a very good reason for having so much confidence. But you think lightweight is going to be the winning solution?
I think so.
Quietly confident. And what do you think of your team, the Canadian Junkies? Are they performing?
Gotta hold them back. They're ready to go.
We'll see how you get on. You can have this tool back.
Thank you very much.
I'll catch up with you shortly.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Boys aren't really grabbing the right stuff.
No.
You guys, we need like 20 feet.
Captain Gary isn't too happy with his scroungers' finds. They've unearthed nothing to make a bridge from, and Kevin's latest discovery would barely get them over a puddle.
Bill and Milton start stripping the Gearheads van. Out in the sea of junk, Frank is on the prowl.
Hey, what about this winch? I got a winch here.
From an old tow truck or something. Energy level really high over here on the Miami Gearhead side. What are you working on here?
We're building some kind of, what is it called? The potable?
It's like a scissor bridge.
A scissor bridge.
Don't even know what it's called, but we're building it.
The Gearheads' complicated plan is to mount a military-style scissor bridge on the back of their van. Hinged in the middle, a system of winches and cables will extend it out over the gap. They'll then unhook and drive across.
Give me some more detail.
Well, this is a heavy car, so we need to build something that will hold that weight. So it's going to have to be a heavy bridge too. And hopefully it will work.
This winch could be just what they need to launch their heavy bridge.
All right, it looks pretty old. It looks like crap.
The key question is, does it work? Or did it work?
Are you ready?
The Junkies still need materials long enough to bridge the 16-foot gap.
We got ourselves a trailer.
This boat trailer is nearly 18 feet long. It's a big step in the right direction.
Okay, I need water.
Who's your money on, would you say?
Right now, you know, if I'm just looking back and forth, and this is no bias intended, but I'm going to go with the Canadians.
Are you? Oh, well, I've got to go with the Gearheads then, just to even things out. I like the ridiculousness. The scissor bridge sounds so utterly preposterous that I think that I favour it.
The Gearheads are still struggling to get their weighty winch back to their workshop. It's a real drag, but it's essential for their cutting-edge scissor bridge design.
13.
Expert Richard sizes up the Junkies' new trailer.
Cut it here, 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 and here, and then bend them straight.
All they need to find now is a vehicle.
Woo! Yeah! We just started a two-door Firefly. Woo! It's not big. So how do we get it here, though? Forklift?
Kevin's mate Mike knows that cars are for driving, but he's a bit backward in coming forward.
I think we've got the materials we need.
No Junkyard Wars would be complete without a caustic comment from an impartial judge. Professor John Kosmatka is a world expert in portable bridges built from lightweight composite materials. It's these bridges which will be used by the next generation of U.S. Army vehicles. Will he think our teams have gone a bridge too far?
The two teams are working feverishly right now. What I want to know is, what do you think of them?
Well, the two designs are really exciting. The Miami team and the Canadian team are both coming at this from opposite perspectives. The team from Canada is going with a very lightweight design. I don't think any of us are even questioning if they're going to get this done in time. They will get this done.
What kind of things could go wrong?
It's going to take quite a bit of force in order to get that bridge to lift up the far end. You may find out when they jack it up, the car is going to go instead of the bridge going.
Now, over on the Miami Gearheads side, there's nothing going on over here right now, but what about their design? Is it something that's workable?
Oh, absolutely. It's a classical military design. The advantages of that is that it's a proven design. The disadvantages of that, in this whole situation here, is it's a very complex design. We've got cables we got to worry about, we've got winches, and it's a very ambitious plan. And you're going to know in about an hour and a half if they'll be able to complete this or not. If that van's not all ready to go, and if they're not back working on the bridge, they're going to be in trouble.
All right, time for an early prediction right now. You've got $5 American, which is about 50 Canadian dollars. Do you put it on the Miami Gearheads, or do you go with the Canadian Junkies?
Well, right now, it's pretty easy to do. The Canadian Junkies have got 4 guys working hard. We're over on the Miami team. They're basically doing a lot of thinking, a lot of pondering. They need to start working. So I put my money on the Canadian team. Hey, good.
It's all a breeze for the Junkies as they tear the trailer and the car to bits.
We have something strong enough to pull any weight bridge. Would you say that's true?
But the Miami Gearheads are stuck in neutral.
Next step is, where's the bridge?
Frank's still not convinced that Bill's scissor design will work.
It seems like we're building a bridge to carry an army tank through.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like that.
Without materials for their bridge, Frank decides to grab whatever he can find, even if it means changing the plan. Expert Bill just has to swallow his pride and help Milton out with the van.
Oh my God, take it.
Frank's found a huge army